Hello and welcome back to the excavation of Hob's Barrow. Last time we explored the town a little bit more on our second day here in Bewlay, and we found some interesting people. The mystery is still very strong. We did find Arthur. He is actually the station master, and we performed some bloodletting on the vicar, and he offered to get us to Mr. Shoulder's house. So let's take him up on that. But yeah, can you tell me anything about Lord Penswick?
What do you know of Lord Penswick?
Oh, yes. A rather important fellow around here. His vast land holdings give many a steady employment.
I hear he is renovating an old chapel on his land.
Aye, I've heard such reports. He believes this to be a godless land. Something I wholeheartedly disagree with. To which god his chapel will be dedicated to remains a matter of concern.
Why do you say that?
Oh, my apologies. Don't listen to my oafish conjecture. Let us move on.
Okay. Well, let's go to Mr. Shoulder's house.
I'm ready to go to Mr. Shoulder's house.
Excellent. I feel the fresh air will do me well. Follow me.
Let's go.
Good morning, Father.
Good morning, Mrs. Duplancy. Mrs. Duplancy, this is Thomasina Bateman, a visitor to our parish.
We've already had the pleasure of meeting, Father.
We sure have.
Miss Bateman, don't hesitate to try one of Mrs. Duplancy's wonderful cakes.
Yes, I've heard about her famous Bakewell puddings.
I'll be here all day, young lady. But remember,
Young lady.
once they're gone, they're gone. Those little whelps have already gobbled up all the gingerbread.
You are doing God's work, Mrs. Duplancy.
He smiles upon us, Father.
Miss Bateman, if you'd like to follow me.
Alrighty.
Let's talk of graves, of worms, and epitaphs. Make dust our paper, and with rainy eyes, write sorrow on the bosom of the earth. Let's choose executors and talk of wills.
Shakespeare?
Quite. Which play?
Well, I'm not a big Shakespeare guy. But I would assume Macbeth?
Macbeth.
Magnificent guess, Miss Bateman, but I'm afraid that passage is from Richard II.
Okay.
Studying the work of the bard is one of my favorite pastimes. Follow me. Behold, the vast expanse of God's creation. The moors extend as far as the mortal eye can see. Beautiful, is it not?
It's beautiful. Indeed, the moors are beautiful.
Indeed, the moors are beautiful.
The beauty of God's creation is that it takes so many forms. How can one take in such a view and not have faith? Some look at these moors and think this a godless land. But I tell you, he is found in all domains. The Lord's work is all about us. Tell me, Miss Bateman, do you believe in God?
No, we'll be honest with them.
I was brought up Anglican. The church was an important part of my early life, Father Roach. But what happened to my father eventually made me question things.
If you don't mind me asking, my child, what happened to your father?
He had an accident when I was very young.
Oh, do we get a flashback?
Come along now, Thomasina. Let's get out of the rain. Remember what I told you, all right? Be a good girl. People are unwell here. They don't want to hear you running about making noise. Understood?
Yes, Mother.
Good. And don't annoy the nurses.
Okay,
I promise I
fine.
won't.
Good. Now, let's see your father.
Mummy is crying.
Alright.
Mummy? Mummy?
I don't think that's a mummy. I think that's a human being.
Daddy is sleeping. Daddy, wake up!
Good evening, Mr. Bateman. Hello, little one. You must be Thomasina?
Yes.
My name is Nurse Blaketon. I just need to talk to your mummy for a little bit. I'm sorry to disturb you, Mrs. Bateman. Mrs. Bateman?
Will he ever talk again, Nurse Blaketon?
The doctor is uncertain, Mrs. Bateman. There is the possibility that Mr. Bateman won't regain any movement at all. But we will do our utmost to look after Mr. Bateman here at Ticehurst, ma'am. He will have a nurse by his side at all times. I can assure you.
Interesting. So maybe like a stroke? Could be?
What sort of god would allow this fate to befall such a kind and honest man?
I'm sorry to hear this. God moves in mysterious ways, but he loves us all. Come along now.
Oh,
Hello?
who's this?
She scampered off in a hurry. Who was that?
Some primitive folk make their home out on the moors. I suggest you keep your wits about you when you are exploring, and don't stray too far from Bewlay.
Primitive
I see.
folk?
How much farther to Mr. Shoulder's house?
Still quite a walk, I'm afraid, but we'll get to him soon enough. Now then, take a look at this. Legend has it that this cairn has stood here for over 1,000 years.
How remarkable.
The Devil's Toe.
I beg your pardon?
That's what it's called. The Devil's Toe.
Oh, I see.
Come now, onward.
Little sightseeing tour. I appreciate it.
We walked and walked across that vast, featureless landscape. All the while, Father Roach was whistling away merrily. Just as I had begun to wonder if we were hopelessly lost, a building emerged from the mist. Mr. Shoulder's cottage.
Chicken.
Here we are, Miss Bateman. Unless my memory fails me completely, this is Mr. Leonard Shoulder's house.
That would be awkward.
Thank you for your help, Father Roach.
Now, no need to thank me after your providential assistance today. However, I have something to ask you.
Okay.
Yes?
Please don't tell Mrs. de Plancy about my little scene in the woods. She will only fret. The poor dear woman has enough on her mind as it is.
I shan't mention it.
Thank you.
I shan't.
You'd better see if Mr. Shoulder is in.
Guess so, yeah.
Father Roach still looks rather pallid.
Anything else he has to say? Oh,
What else do you know about Mr. Shoulder?
yeah.
A reclusive man. I must say I know very little about him.
Does he attend services at St. Edmund's?
Not regularly, if at all these days.
Perhaps he feels closer to God out here on the moors. What do you make of Mr. Shoulder's residence?
A sturdy construction, I'm in no doubt. The winds blow a gale out here, not to mention the pelting rain.
At least he must have plenty of eggs to eat.
Awful creatures, those hens.
Yeah, who was that blonde girl?
Do you know that young girl we saw?
No, but I've seen her sneaking around the churchyard. Poor thing is feral. She takes off at the slightest stirring.
Oh
We
no,
will bring
Leonard
the
Shoulder.
Lord to her. Good time.
Perhaps she has her own beliefs. You said there were others like her.
Primitive folk, yes. Avoid the moors in hours of darkness and don't wander too far. I wouldn't entrust a young woman in their company.
It'll be fine. What about that devil's toe?
Do you know anything else about the Devil's Toe?
Not really. I do recall it toppling over when I was a child. A few lads from Bewlay rebuilt it to the best of their memories.
The devil mustn't have been happy.
Come now, my child. Do not joke about such matters.
You had a falling out with the hands?
Why don't you like hens, Father?
I know I must love all of God's creatures, but they make such an unholy ruckus, and their talons claw at my boots.
But they mean no harm. And they provide eggs.
I cannot abide hen's eggs. They smell of sulfur when rotten.
Okay. He's really doesn't like hens. Tell me more about that primitive
What
folk.
more can you tell me of these primitive folk?
Godless people, Miss Bateman. Don't concern yourself with them. They live out there on the very edges of this land. If you don't wander too far, you shouldn't cross their path.
Anything about Miss Duplancy?
You mentioned that Mrs. Duplancy is worried about something at the moment.
It is not my place to say. Mrs. Duplancy will tell you in good time, if she deems it fit to do so.
Fair enough. So you like Shakespeare?
What is your favourite of Shakespeare's works?
A very difficult question, Miss Bateman. But one I can answer, nonetheless. I am awfully fond of Cymbeline.
An unusual choice.
All gold and silver rather turn to dirt. Wouldn't you agree?
A fine quote.
Is there a Miss Shoulder?
Is there a Mrs. Shoulder?
No. I believe Mr. Shoulder has led a life of celibacy.
Thank you for your time.
Lord be
Okay.
with you.
A sweet little hen, plump and well groomed. A fearsome-looking beast.
Careful with the roosters.
Here, chuk chuk chuk.
Don't encourage them.
He looks much too unruly to be picked up.
Thing to the side here.
Mr. Shoulder has stacked blocks of wood neatly beneath this small lean-to.
Very neat and tidy.
A pair of thick woolen trousers. That glove
Oh.
looks familiar. I wonder if it matches the glove I found behind the plough and furrow.
Ah.
That glove I
Well, I
wonder
could
if
pick it
ma-
up. Have to compare it.
The gloves are a pair.
Interesting. So
Does
Mr.
this
Shoulder
mean
was
Mr.
there.
Shoulder was in the alley last night? Why didn't he come inside to see me?
Yeah.
Mr. Shoulder, what was he doing?
I can't
Rather
pick it
rude
up.
of him not to come inside and see me.
Yeah, that's weird.
A woolen undergarment.
Doubt that I can pick it up.
Slightly damp.
I have a similar one myself. So very warm.
Nice.
The trousers feel damp. Freshly hung or still wet from last night's rain.
Yeah, if he was out.
I've no desire to lug a block of wood about the countryside.
You look inside?
No sign of life?
None. The window is nice and clean. The dwelling is by no means abandoned.
Yeah, and someone hung up the...
A carved stone has been
clothing.
affixed to the door. I think it depicts a crescent moon. Father, what do you make of this?
A peculiar adornment. I've not seen any like this in Bewlay. Though it does remind me of a passage by the bard himself. It is
God.
the very error of the moon. She comes nearer earth than she was wont, and makes men mad.
Okay. Again, I'm not very familiar with Shakespeare quotes.
Othello?
Precisely, Miss Bateman. 1 out of 2, Miss Bateman.
Thank you. And I did see Othello in the theaters. Felt like that was something.
Mr. Shoulder? Is Thomasina Bateman here? I'm here in Bewlay as discussed.
Maybe try again. His hearing probably isn't the best at his age.
Okay, let's do it again.
Mr. Shoulder, you home? It appears Mr. Shoulder is not at home. Curses.
Curses indeed.
Perhaps you could try the handle.
It's locked.
Perhaps he's gone for a stroll.
Possibly.
I'd suggest you call back later, my child. I myself must make my way back home. I have some matters to attend to at the church. Shall I accompany you back to Bewlay?
You go ahead.
No,
You go ahead.
you go ahead, Father. Thank you.
As you wish. Farewell, Miss Bateman. I hope Mr. Shoulder finds his way to you.
Thank you for your help, Father Roach.
My pleasure. Parting is such sweet sorrow.
Romeo and Juliet?
Romeo and Juliet.
Correct. That I shall say good night till it be morrow. Lord be with you.
Well, Mr. Shoulder, you've brought me to Bewlay, and now you're nowhere to be found.
Yeah. Can I smash the window?
No, that won't achieve anything useful. I don't wish to beat my way in.
And I don't really have anything to lure the chicken or anything. Oh.
You're a sweet little thing, aren't you?
Ah.
A
Not too
sweet
bad.
little hen, plump and well groomed.
Yeah, maybe I can't do anything here right now.
This must provide a charming view across the moor. As
Maybe
I trudged
Kenneth-
back to Bewlay across those cold moors, I made a new resolution.
Maybe Kenneth has arrived at the train station yet.
I would find Hob's Barrow myself, with or without Mr. Shoulder.
Good resolution.
The train! That's
Okay.
for Kenneth. I should go and meet him at the station.
Let's do that. Game is saved. Very nice. Mr. Plancy.
Hello. Good day.
I wanted to... Are there any issues about Father Roach's health?
Father Roach asked me not to discuss that with Mrs. de Plancy.
Okay, don't ask. I thought I might be able to just generally ask about it, but...
Are you sure you
Yeah.
don't know where Hob's Barrow is?
Hobbs, what?
Never mind. Thank you for your time.
That wench.
Lord be with you.
Let's make our way to train station. I know that I could use the fast travel, but I'd rather go on my own just in case something changes, stumble upon something.
Where is Kenneth?
Annie,
He was supposed to wait for me at the station.
Arthur, do you know, where Kenneth
I'm
is?
looking for my assistant, Kenneth.
Oh, aye.
His train has arrived.
Not a single soul disembarked the last train,
What?
Miss Bateman.
Impossible. Was that not the midday train from London by way of Derby?
Aye, it were. Mr. Price were here, unloaded a few crates.
But no Kenneth.
Not a soul. Hold on. One of them crates had your name on it, Miss Bateman. A great big one it were, with
A red ribbon.
Aye.
What is Kenneth playing at, sending my equipment but not himself?
Yeah.
Curses.
What's going on? Now I'm worried about Kenneth.
Where is my crate now?
Mr. Price took away all the crates on his cart.
Who?
Mr. Price, he's the postmaster.
Ah.
Where can I find Mr. Price?
He lives above the storeroom, just north of the plough and furrow. You'll see it. There's a Royal Mail plaque on the wall.
Yeah, we've been there.
Thank you.
Anything else here?
I found Mr. Shoulder's house, but he wasn't home.
Don't worry. You'll find him.
I'm looking for Hob's Barrow.
Hob's Barrow.
It's why Leonard Shoulder invited me to Bewlay. He thought I might like to excavate it.
Oh, aye. I heard about a Hob's Barrow somewhere out there. There's some old stories around it.
What stories?
I can't remember.
Mr. Tillett, please, this is important.
Arthur.
I'm awfully sorry, Miss Bateman. I'll try to remember. If he invited you here, then I'm sure Mr. Shoulder will tell you all about it.
That's if I ever get to meet him.
Yeah.
I'm sure you will.
Anything
Where can I
else?
find Mr.
He lives above. You'll see it.
Thank you. Farewell
Okay.
for now.
Ta-ra!
I'm a little bit worried about Kenneth. Maybe there's a note with a crate explaining why it's not there. Oh. Barrow.
Good day to you, Cyril.
I'll do, lass.
What are you up to, Cyril?
Keeping an eye on that bleeding railway station. That's what. Thankfully,
he lives here.
No one got off the last train.
Really hate that station, don't you?
Oh, I curse Midland Railway for bringing their damn line through Bewlay. This is our town, our land. 'Tis no place for outsiders.
So you keep saying.
Anyway, no more trains today. Almost time to celebrate with an ale, I think.
I could do with one myself.
You paying?
No.
We don't have any money. Thanks to Kenneth.
I'm looking for Hob's Barrow. Do you know where it is?
Mind your own business, lass.
Eats.
You really are quite helpful, aren't you?
Ah.
Ah.
I found Mr. Shoulder's house today, but he wasn't home.
Why the bleeding hell should I care, lass?
Goodbye.
Ta-ra, lass.
Okay. So we know that this is...
I'm not sure they would be interested.
Oh.
I'm not sure what... I don't wish to give that away.
Anything new with him?
Good day.
Yes?
Are you sure you don't know where Hob's Barrow is?
Sorry, lass.
Thanks for your time.
Aye. Speak to you later.
Okay. Ah. He's
That
probably
must be the
postman.
postmaster's storeroom. He looks a little chirpier than your average Bewlay resident.
Okay.
Hello,
Good day. I haven't seen you in Bewlay before.
I'm just visiting.
Lovely. It's nice to see a new face. We don't get many visitors. My name's Henry. Henry Long.
Nice to
Okay.
meet you, Henry. Thomasina Bateman.
Wonderful. What a treat.
You seem very chipper.
You seem in a good mood, Mr. Long.
It's just lovely to see a new face. Where are you from, Miss Bateman?
Hard to trust anyone here. No, I mean, I don't see any harm to say that we're from London.
Originally a small town on the outskirts of Derby, Mr. Long, though I currently reside in London.
London? I've never met anyone from London. How very exciting. Have you lived there a long time?
It's been quite a few years now, yes.
I've heard that the air there is so heavy with smoke, it makes it hard to breathe. Is that true?
Some days.
Oh, you must miss the fresh northern air. Well, you've got that in Bewlay. No factories out here. Such things are a blight on his creation. I were born in this very home I stand in front of. Bewlay is in my blood. Why would I ever want to leave? Especially now I can meet new folk thanks to the railway line.
He's chipper, but he's also creeping me out a little bit. I'm looking for Mr. Price, the postmaster.
I'm looking for Mr. Price, the postmaster.
Oh, Mr. Price, my lovely neighbour. I'm afraid you've just missed him.
Curses.
I saw him wheeling a large crate into his storeroom just there.
It must be mine. I really need it.
Have a look through the window to see if it's yours.
Where did he go?
Where did Mr. Price go?
I don't know. The man were in a hurry. I know he has family in Bakewell.
That's miles away. Did he leave by foot?
No, by horse. He
Oh,
must be a
no.
few miles down the road by now.
Curses.
When will he come back?
When will Mr. Price be back?
He didn't say. Could be tonight, could be a few days.
How infuriating.
I told him I'd keep watch of his storeroom, and I'm a man of my word, Miss Bateman. I shall not budge from this spot.
I'm sure you are. You know Leonard Shoulder.
Do you know a man named Leonard Shoulder?
Aye, funny old fellow. I hear he lives way out on the moors somewhere.
Have you seen him recently?
No, not for a long while now that you mention it. Why do you ask?
It's a long story, but I was to meet him in Bewlay. He invited me here.
Well, I must thank him when I see him for inviting such an enchanting young woman.
You flatter me, Mr. Long.
You know anything about Hob's Barrow?
I'm looking for Hob's Barrow.
One of those old burial hills.
Yes. Do you know where it is?
Believe it or not, I haven't set foot on the moors since I were a child.
Why is that?
I've got all I need right here in Bewlay. And we are all truly blessed with the railway station, which brings us lovely new faces.
Okay. It's getting more and more creepy.
Your opinion of the railway station differs widely from your fellow townsfolk, Mr. Long. I've not met anyone particularly keen on it.
That railway line is the start of a new era for Bewlay. Mark my words. There's much to protect here, but we need new blood. I hope that some of you visitors
talking
will
a lot
actually
about
stay here
blood.
permanently.
Why is that?
So I have new friends to talk to.
Oh
Some
boy.
people here don't want any new friends. Cyril Farnaby, the miserable old sod, is the worst offender.
Did meet him.
I've had the pleasure of meeting Cyril. He really dislikes the railway station.
Absolutely miserable he is. I've tried to convince him many times that the station will help Bewlay. He just doesn't understand.
I met him last night in the Plough and Furrow.
Aye, the scene of our many debates. Blimey. I could go for an ale right now, actually.
Can I buy you a drink?
Really?
No. Wait.
Yeah, we don't
Do
have
you
money.
think Mr. Kemp will let me open a tab?
Perhaps. You could always ask him. I shouldn't leave anyway. Mr. Price is relying on me to keep watch of his storeroom.
Goodbye.
Don't be a stranger.
Okay. That is our crate.
There's my crate. Kenneth always ties a red ribbon to it. I can see an envelope tucked behind the ribbon. Perhaps it can help explain Kenneth's absence.
Yeah,
I'm going to have to get in there.
we do.
The postmaster isn't home.
But my crate is in there.
You'll have to wait for Mr. Price to get back.
Come on.
I have nothing else to ask for the time being.
Is that yours? You seem like a pious man.
Is this yours?
No, not mine.
I'm not sure they would be interested.
Okay, maybe we can convince him to an ale. We can talk Stanley into opening a tab for us. Oh, this guy is back.
Good day, sir.
Still nothing. Let's see. Let's first see if we can.
I found Mr. Shoulder's home. Thanks to the help of Father Roach.
Wonderful. So you've met our vicar then?
Yes, I did. An interesting character.
Indeed.
Indeed.
So, did old Leonard apologise for his absence?
Not quite. He wasn't home.
What is that man playing at?
You tell me.
Hob's Barrow.
I've decided to find Hob's Barrow without Mr. Shoulder's aid.
Are you sure that's a wise idea, lass?
What other choice do I have? I have a feeling he is avoiding me. Do you know where I can find the barrow?
No, sorry. I say that on my mother's grave, Miss Bateman.
Okay.
My assistant has not arrived as planned.
Oh, is everything all right?
I'm not entirely sure.
Am I to keep a room for him just in case?
If you could hold it for one more night, Mr. Kemp.
As you wish.
Anything about Lord Penswick?
What can you tell me about Lord Penswick?
A most charming man, Miss Bateman. He looks after us here, a good fellow.
Where does he live?
Penswick Manor, on the moors. No visitors allowed. His lordship likes his privacy.
Can I open the tab?
I'm sorry to ask this, Mr. Kemp, but could I please open a tab?
Still not in your purse?
I'm afraid not. My assistant hasn't arrived as planned, so I find myself in a bind. He must have put the money in my crate, which is currently being held in Mr. Price's storeroom.
Well, as you know, I run an honest establishment here, and I do trust you. So yes, I'll open an account for you.
That's very nice of you,
settled
Stanley.
at the end of your stay.
Of course. Thank you, Mr. Kemp.
Now then, I'll be needing something of value as a deposit.
I thought you said you trusted me.
Aye. It's not personal, lass. One can never be too cautious.
How can I open a tab again?
Leave me an item of value as a... I'll give it back to you at the end of your stay when it will be time to pay the piper.
Goodbye.
Maybe I can
See
give
you
the
soon.
cross?
Will you accept this silver cross pendant as a deposit?
Can I take a closer look at it?
Sure.
Aye, silver. That'll do.
Thank you, Mr. Kemp.
Can I get you something to drink?
Yeah,
A
yes, one.
tankard of your finest ale, Mr. Kemp.
There we are. That's 2 pence on your account.
Thank you. Most agreeable.
Most agreeable. We have it in our... Oh, we don't. But maybe we can tell him that he can get a drink on our tab.
Hello.
Good day.
Can I buy you
Barrow.
a drink, Henry?
Really?
Really? We can talk more at the inn.
But I told Mr. Price I'd keep watch of his storeroom.
Doors have locks for this very reason.
You're right. One drink won't take long. I shall take you up on your offer, Miss Bateman.
Let us make our way.
The rocket weren't Stevenson's only design, you know. Before that, there were the Blucher and the Locomotion. But my favourite would have to be the Lancashire Witch.
Oh.
I believe he built that in 1828. In Newcastle, of course. Well, that's me. I better be off.
Wait!
Ta-ra, Miss Bateman.
What? Damn it.
I couldn't even get a word in.
Yeah,
He likes a good chinwag, our Henry.
He certainly does.
seems like it. Damn, we gotta get to our stuff. Can you tell me more about Henry Long?
Henry Long can talk, can't he?
He's a colourful character. The man drinks like a fish.
He certainly does.
I've seen him drink this place dry and still be up to tend his garden at sunrise. The man can truly hold his ale.
Goodbye.
See you soon.
Anyone else here? No. I thought I could distract him from his little post there. I could maybe sneak in. Come on. Let me in.
Oi, keep away from that door. I promise Mr. Price I keep an eye on his storeroom while he's gone.
Come on.
Hello.
Good day.
Goodbye.
Don't be a stranger.
Okay, so we have not much.
He looks a little chirpier than your average Bewlay resident.
We did hear that he can hold his liquor, so I don't know if it's worth inviting him for another round if he just can drink like an ox.
I don't think anyone is home.
Let's see, let's ask around a little bit.
What do you know about Lord Panswick?
Not a lot. I know he's in charge around here.
Does he come to the village often?
Not really. He has a manor out on the moors.
Have you ever been there?
Heavens, no. Villagers aren't allowed there.
Why not?
Dunno. It's just the way it is.
Are you sure you know nothing of Hob's Barrow? I really must find it.
I'm sure.
Goodbye.
Bye, miss.
Hello? What can you tell me about Lord Panswick?
Naught to say, except don't be sniffing around his lordship's manor. You'll end up with a round of shot in you.
I beg your pardon?
You heard me. Just mind your own business around here.
I really must find Hob's Barrow.
What did I tell you last time? Naught to be found digging around in those things.
Goodbye.
Ta-ra.
Must be a way to lure Henry Long from... Oh, there's Wally.
Good day. What do you know about Lord Panswick?
I heard he owns the whole county.
Have you met him?
No, he lives out on the moors somewhere. But everyone does what he tells them to.
Why's that?
'Cause he has a lot of money.
Are you sure you don't know anything about Hob's Barrow? I would very much like to find it.
No.
Goodbye.
Oh.
Nobody home.
Be there. Okay, let's just look around a little bit.
I have nothing else to ask for the time being. Hello.
Good day.
Why did you call Lord Panswick wretched?
He hides in that manor of his and cares not for his people. I've heard stories whispered in the pews, you know.
What kind of stories?
That he shoots people on sight.
Yeah, we heard that before.
Anyone that strays onto Panswick Manor.
Good grief.
Yet he will walk into the plough and furrow and bar ale for all and be hailed as our protector. I answer to God and God alone. Forgive me, pet. I shouldn't get so worked up.
Not at all. I appreciate your honesty, Mrs. de Plancy. Thank you for your time.
Lord be with you.
Okay. The vicar is not here. Here?
It's locked.
Well, if Wally has gone, see if his sister is still at the back. But here, yeah.
Wally took Myrtle.
Pardon?
He took her and ran off. I hate him.
Is Myrtle one of your dolls?
Yes, my favourite. Mummy made her for me. She's so beautiful. Wally is the worst brother in the whole world.
Okay.
Why did your brother take Myrtle away?
Yeah.
He's just jealous because Daddy is letting me come with him to the market tomorrow. Wally thinks I'm Daddy's favourite, so he took Myrtle from me. What if he rips her to tatters? What if he feeds her to Mr. Bryden's goat?
Don't worry, Jane. I'm sure he wouldn't do such a thing. Where did your brother go?
I don't know. Home, maybe. But I have to wait here for Myrtle's friends to dry out.
Have you heard of a place called Hob's Barrow?
I have, yes.
You have?
We aren't supposed to talk about it.
Why not?
Would you like to go there?
Yes,
Yeah.
I would very much like to.
I'll tell you where it is if you find Myrtle for me.
You will?
Okay.
Yes! But don't tell anyone about it or I'll be told off.
No, that's a good deal.
I promise.
Please find Myrtle first. I miss her.
I will. Where do you live?
Our home is on the other side of the village, miss. Maybe Wally went back there.
We already
Or
talked to
maybe
him.
he's left her out on the moors. Poor Myrtle. I'm going to kick him so hard.
Goodbye.
Bye, miss.
Can I pick up the shrub?
The delicate flowers smell rather sweet.
We can use the trowel?
No, that won't work.
Okay, let's see if we can convince Wally to give back Myrtle. Then she might tell us how to get to the Barrow. Sure what else to do in terms of getting to my crate at the moment. Well, let's try see if we can do anything about the doll
Good
business.
day. Jane tells me you've taken Myrtle away.
And what if I did?
That's a bit mean, don't you think?
She kicked me! Look at this bruise on my leg!
Okay.
That does look quite bad. Why did she kick you?
Because she's a little goblin. You don't know what she can be like. Besides, Myrtle is gone now. I've given her to the fair folk. That'll teach her.
Who are the fair folk?
The
Yeah.
little people of the moors. I gave Myrtle to them.
Little people? You don't mean fairies, do you?
We call them fair folk round here.
Wally, there is no such thing as fairies.
It's two, and I gave them a doll.
Where can I find these fair folk?
Follow the tinkle of their tiny bells. I hear them when the wind dies. They dance around their little house.
But where is this little house?
Just listen for the bells, you'll find it.
Oh boy.
Don't think about bringing that doll back. That'll just bring bad luck for all of us.
Goodbye.
Hey, can we...
The road disappears over the horizon. I see nothing but moorland.
we don't need more land. We need less land. Okay. See if we can invite him to another round, if that
Hello.
changes anything.
Good day.
Can I buy you another drink?
I suppose one more ale won't hurt. I shall take you up on your offer, Miss Bateman.
Let us make our way.
This guy is making me poor.
The rear wheels are powered by coupling rods, would you believe? The boiler had 2 flue tubes. 2! There were nothing like it. Well, that's me. I better be off.
Wait!
Ta-ra, Miss Bateman.
God damn it.
Curses. I'm starting to feel somewhat tipsy. I'm here to excavate Hob's Barrow, not Hob's barrels.
Ah,
I have nothing else to ask for the time being.
okay.
Hello?
Good day.
Can I buy you another drink?
I suppose one more. I shall take you.
Let us make...
Just want to see what happens.
Bewlay is the latest of many additions to the Midland Railway line. Speaking of change, I hear the whole frontage of Derby Station is being rebuilt. Designed by an architect by the name of Tubshaw, if I remember correctly. Well, that's me. I better be off.
Wait!
Ta-ra, Miss Bateman.
That guy.
Mr. Long can really put away a drink. Thank goodness I've switched to water.
Something in my room, maybe? I can use?
The candle has melted. I've stored my case in there. A box within a box. I don't wish to carry the bowl around.
I don't think so. Look around. Do they know something about the fairies?
Yes?
Are you sure you know nothing of Hobbs Barrow?
That like a wheelbarrow?
Never mind. What do you know about Lord Panswick?
He gave me some sweets once. My friend says that Lord Panswick has special trees at his manor that grow sweets on their branches. Do you think that's true, miss?
I think that's very unlikely.
Yeah. Me too.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, miss.
There's nothing else I...
Anything... The copper there?
No one here.
Alright, I think this is then a good time to take a break, and next time we go on the search for fairies or ways to get into the postmaster storage room to get our crate. Maybe we can find Myrtle, which seems to help us find Hobbs Barrow. Lots of things going on. Thank you all for watching today's episode of the Excavation of Hobbs Barrow. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give the video a like. Maybe consider subscribing to the channel. Share the video with friends, family, and the people on the internet. That all helps me out a whole bunch and will bring you more content in the future. I will be back with more of the Excavation of Hobbs Barrow very soon. Until then, have a great time.